You didn't have to try it.
Shoot or shoot.
Aaron Rodgers is on X saying, as I'm on the record saying in the past, what happened in Sandy Hook was an absolute tragedy. I am not and have never been of the opinion that the events did not take place. Again, I hope that we learn from this and other tragedies to identify the signs that will allow us to prevent unnecessary loss of life. My thoughts and prayers continue to remain with the families affected along with the entire Sandy Hook community. I don't know how true the reporting is, but the reporting is that in private conversations, Aaron Rodgers has questioned whether or not Sandy Hook actually happened. Here he denies that. What are your thoughts, Mina?
I don't have the CNN story in front of me. I do think it's... was it reported in the story? Maybe one of you guys has it up. You can, because I don't remember the exact wording. Did the reporter say, and then I think they cited another person, that he said it didn't take place, or that he questioned whether it was an inside job? And
there were actors involved. It was on a CNN report, and it was allegedly something that he said to a CNN reporter in 2013 at the Kentucky Derby, I believe. Yeah.
But what he said, Jess, was it that it did? I don't think he said it never took place. Am I wrong, or was it? I just want to.
It's not specific about what the conspiracies were that he shared, but that he was saying some very bad things about it.
That's
right, implying that there were
crises. That's not
crisis.
great of us on the reporting.
Yeah,
I don't
CNN
think that's how.
No,
I don't think that's how.
It said deranged conspiracy theories.
I bring it up because I think this is someone who chooses his words carefully. Do you guys disagree?
I have lost sight. Obviously, with immunized, we all sort of paid attention to how he was choosing his words when he chose immunized. But I have lost count of sort of some of the things that have been said by Aaron Rodgers. He just spent 3 hours on a conspiracy podcast.
Right. Which I think what was, look, I'm glad you put this out. It's good to disavow the notion that it didn't take place. I think it's pretty telling that when the story came out, the universal reaction was kind of people saying, I'm not surprised, right? Which is pretty stunning. Like, typically, if a story like that came out about maybe anyone else at this point in professional sports, people would be pretty shocked. And then this morning, someone I saw an awful announcing transcribed like the podcast he did, and it was full of conspiracy theories, some more harmful than others, some alluding to, like, there was one quote about some theory about immigrants serving in the military and turning against America. I mean, it's worth reading all of them. I mean, the general picture is, and he says this because in the interview he talks about, I saw this in YouTube and I watched this video. He didn't say YouTube, I watched a video saying this, as someone who's just, been entirely too online, has gone down way too many rabbit holes. And as we've talked about on this show, those rabbit holes tend to lead to another rabbit hole and so forth and so forth. And you end up in pretty dangerous, upsetting places. But I think what's now interesting to me, because I don't think he is a particularly interesting person anymore, because all of this is pretty predictable, is how people react to him. Whether, like, what this means for the perception of who he is as one of the faces of the NFL, whether he can be anymore, whether fans can sit with this. Fans in New York, I mean, that was another thing that kind of jarred me about, like, thinking about Sandy Hook and this in particular, the proximity of it all. Again, he's denied it, sort of, he put out this statement. I'm kind of wondering, like, what happens next for him in the public imagination, setting aside the VP aspect of it all, right? Like, because this is pretty reputation damaging stuff. It should be. The comments that he's made. The phrase, setting aside the VP aspect of it all, like that being a normal thing. Mina, good talking to you. Thank you. We've reached a special, extreme part in the space of insanity. Thank you for being on with us.
Can we count on your vote?